Hello, everyone! Welcome to the 12th episode of the D20 Initiative. This is our second season, Pages and Mages. Yay. You might have noticed that there's some love in the realm tonight, as we are about to partake in a very special one-shot adventure titled Love Letters Lost on the Flamekeep train. Before I get too much further, though, just settle down. We would like to take a moment to recognize that the place we settlers now know as Calgary has a deep history and a legacy of storytelling. In the spirit of respect and truth, we honor and acknowledge that we are telling stories in the traditional territories of the Blackfoot people, the Nakota people of the Stoney Nation, the Beaver people of the Tsuut'ina Nation, the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3, and all people who make their home in the Treaty 7 territory of beautiful southern Alberta. Okay, now, let me introduce you to our team of adventurers. You've never met any of them before. Your heroic players, Emma Bragger as Judica Dale.
Hi.
Kevin Cork as Hammond Cheesemonger.
Hello there.
Jennifer Garrettson as Waverly Aquitaine.
So good to see you.
And our very special guest for the evening, Davis Leong as Mistos Marigob.
Yay! It is I!
And, oh, before I forget, Jason Mehmel is your Dungeon Master tonight.
Yay!
And he won't pop on the screen, but Mr. Kurt McKinstry is on sound. My name is Justin, and I shall be your Cupid MC for the night. Now, returning viewers know that what is about to go down, but in case this is your first time, there will be times where we want you, the audience, to tell this story with us and have your hand in altering the very fate of our party. The world in which tonight's players are situated has some errant magic that sometimes takes place, and we need 4 volunteers from the audience to represent that chaos. If you are interested in volunteering, please type me, or I will volunteer as tribute into the chat. That's been said already, so that's why I said that. Twisting our players' destinies is very simple to do. As a volunteer, you will have to do is choose the right moment and type squeak in the chat. Squeak is a little callback to our roots at Dickens, back when we could gather in real people times, because we handed out small rubber chickens. So when you're typing squeak, just really imagine yourself squeaking a rubber chicken. Okay, there it is. Now keep in mind, you can only squeak a maximum of 2 times tonight, once in each act. For the first act, our all-knowing DM Jason will let the audience know when the squeaks can come into play. And in the second act, as soon as we start going, all squeaks are fair game. Your squeak will trigger an entirely random effect. The player will roll a dice, and then we will find out what it is. But after the break, in the second act, the second time you squeak, it's going to be the exact same thing. So be strategic. I should also mention, not only are we granting you immense powers over our PCs, that's them.
I thought you were going to say parsnips.
Parsnips, little parsnips over there. Great. But each night, one of our volunteers will be randomly chosen to win a mini from our awesome partners with Yeti Minis. Tonight's prize, as picked by our DM, is a hobgoblin. You can head over to YetiMinis.com at intermission, which will be about halfway through our 3-hour session, to check out the minis. And I'll announce the winner at the end of the show, so you have to stick around. Again, let me know in the chat if you'd like to volunteer. I see I have some volunteers already, but not all. So keep saying. And speaking of the chat, get in there. Oh, I said that. I should have. Oh, God. I'll be chatting with folks all night. And if you're new and have questions, ask away.
Justin, you're so excited.
I know, it's too much. I want to hear all of your comments, everything, but mostly supportive. Let's stay on the supportive side. And we greatly encourage any live tweeting with the hashtag Pages and Mages and D20 Initiative. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you have private questions or concerns, please feel free to contact us at d20initiativeyyc@gmail.com, which you'll see that at some point during the night so that you know what it is. If you enjoy the show, you can subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channel. You can even watch old episodes on our YouTube channel if you want to see how the adventurers got here, but not these ones because they're all new. But the world. Before I get to our squeakers, I get to announce another sponsor, a brand new sponsor. I know, it's surprising to everybody. Zero Issue Brewing has come on as a sponsor.
We got Zero Issue drinks.
Look at that.
This is the only reason that
you all
I'm
acted
here.
surprised, but you're so prepared.
Where's yours, Justin? How come you don't have one?
Because maybe they don't deliver to Vancouver.
Wah, wah.
Okay, but
Okay, I'm leaving now. Bye.
a little about New Issue Brewing. Each beer they brew is a new issue in their story, and currently they are on issue 34. That's a lot of beer. And they partner with people to put amazing art on their cans and always give credit to the artists on the back. That's cool. So cheers to Zero Issue. Okay, let's see who our squeakers are. Okay, we have, oh my. Okay, so we got BGYVR. And I'm gonna put you with Judica Dale.
Hello, BGYVR. Pleasure to meet you.
I have Marcia, and I'm going to put you with, do we have to say Sir Hammond Cheesemonger? I'm not going to. Nobody's going to. I have Sarah for Mistos, and I still have one more spot. So if nobody volunteers, you get me, Waverly. But if, hopefully for your sake.
I'm not sure I want that.
Yeah, hopefully for your sake, somebody will volunteer.
Sad jazz hands. Scared jazz hands.
I'll keep you apprised. Raj Smith. There we are.
Raj. Yeah.
There we go. We got
Coming
4
from
volunteers.
inside the house.
Thank you very much to all of our volunteers. Okay, now I will turn things over to our shotgun DM, Jason. Onward, heroes.
Hi, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
Shotgun DM. That's, I think, the first time I've heard that.
that.
Like, pow! Here you go. Before I truly get started, I think I have to point out that I have the most metal of all cans.
I love that one.
It is super badass. And I want to thank Scott A. Ford who did this art. And actually, I know Scott also has a comic book out there. I think I'm just blanking on the name, but I've read it and it's good. It's a D&D like kind of comic that I think he self-publishes here in Calgary. But enough promo for Scott, because we're here for the D20 Initiative.
Yeah.
I also have a metal can.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, great. Kurt, do you have a badum somewhere in there?
Oh, you better. That's on my contract, along with the Smarties.
Here it was.
Okay, so, well, that'll do. I'll take that. Okay, so greetings, everybody. Tonight we're playing D&D in the Eberron fantasy world. Eberron is like a regular fantasy world, but it's crossed with some pulp adventure fiction. There are detectives or inquisitives, and there are magical trains that run on lightning. This is the same world that houses our beloved Beaconhold, but tonight we're telling a story a few years before then, and we're somewhere else. We're flying across the landscape of Eberron in a skyship, the Hound, as it carries our 4 heroes on a special mission for their patron, House Tharashk. House Tharashk is all about finding things. People, things, and solutions to mysteries. House Tharashk is a family with both human and orcish ancestry, and has a new house in the world they're trying to make a name for themselves. Our heroes are employed by this house. The house administrator briefed them. There is a portfolio that has made its way onto a train, full of the collected love letters and poetry of the noble youth from across Corvair. It was stolen from a confidential messenger who was found left for dead on the streets of Sharn. At the very least, these could become a scandal if they do not go to their intended recipients. But we have intelligence that there is a magician contacted in the demon wastes who wants to perform a ritual on these letters. And this could not just embarrass, but actively destroy the love across the continent. With that, the skyship nears its lightning rail train, and our heroes prepare to vault over the side and rappel down the ropes on top of this sparking, lightning-rific magical train. And with that, I'm going to allow the heroes to introduce themselves. Perhaps I'll start with Waverly.
Well, la-dee-da, I watch the team leap onto the ropes, and I shrug the shoulders of my dove-gray suit jacket. They're padding aggressive enough to be called pauldrons. I double-check that my small and tasteful buckler shield is strapped to my back, along with my weapon of choice, an extraordinarily large magnifying glass. As the wind picks up, I snap a curl of my salt and chili pepper hair back into the snood that drapes from my teal pillbox hat, and readjust my horn-rimmed tortoiseshell goggles of the Inquisitive on my patrician nose. Having thoroughly powdered my olive green complexion and burgundy lipstick just moments ago, I am confident that my appearance is in place. Sliding down the rope, the friction threatens to burn through my blue gloves I wear for utility, and to cover the appearance of my dragon-marked hands. For I bear the mark of finding. Between that and my utter devotion to knowledge from which I draw divine power, I am chosen to be an Inquisitive of House Larashk. And while I, Waverly Aquitaine, would never shirk from such an entrance, landing with grace has never been my strong suit.
That's great. And so next up is Mistos.
I didn't do enough fashion notes.
All about my fashion.
Behold, it is I, Mistos, the halfling barbarian and champion of the arena, who is demonstrating his strength as he does not just one-handed push-ups, but no foot push-ups. Just demonstrating his strength for all to see. Let any who dismiss him for his size beware of his 3'3" frame. My 3'3" frame. Fighting in arenas has grown boring, which is how I found myself a bounty hunter for House Tharashk, and ready to jump onto this moving train in a performative stunt as I've grown used to fighting in arenas as a gladiator.
Nice.
I don my black halfling-sized trench coat emblazoned with the House Tharashk logo on the back to cover my bare chest with only a leather harness defending me from attacks. I have metal cestus that I use to pummel my foes and grapple them into submission. I'm here to subjugate more and more impressive foes and gain the adoration of as yet undiscovered fans.
Of which I am one.
Yes, as I jump from the airship, descending wildly down below.
Excellent. Next we'll hear from Sir Hammond Cheesemonger.
Yes, I leap from the skyship and I fly majestically down. Remembering suddenly that I've forgotten all of my stuff back on the ship, I quickly focus and bring my crossbow and my war staff back into my hands, so tickled and proud of my new Eldritch Knight abilities. I trained as a fighter originally, and I struggled and yet overcame and learned to read. As I fly like a falling star, I forget exactly where I'm going and what I'm doing, but my God, I look good. I use some pyrotechnics so that I sparkle in the light and thrill the shepherds and the common people below. My cravat in place, I land like an angel on the lightning rail.
And last but not least is the newest member of the team, Judica Dale.
Yes, quite. A tallish woman with tightly braided black hair, long pointed ears, jade green skin, and 2 neat tusks stands in the doorway of the skyship, considering her options. Judica Dale is dressed in a fairly tidy manner, as is usual while out in society. Her rust-coloured leggings are tucked into tall taupe boots, and one of the scarves she usually wears tied around her waist has been fashioned into a feminine bow at the neck of her white blouse, which peeks out from under a brown leather bomber jacket. The bow flutters in the wind and Judica sighs, wishing for a moment that she could be back in the quiet of the towering woods with the druids who raised her. Oh well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, she says as she gives her weapons a final check before taking a running leap out the door, choosing to ignore the dangling rappelling rope and trusting that her years of training will slow her fall. Landing deftly, she rolls up onto her feet, ready for the party's next move.
That's amazing. Okay, so our 4 heroes have just landed on the front of the lightning rail, basically the engine. There's lightning sparking everywhere, and just as all 4 of you come together onto the train, there is this rogue bolt of lightning that comes from the front of the engine, and it lances over, and it strikes Waverly right on her dragon mark hands. And for a moment, this magical energy just surges through her and then splits over into the rest of the team. Quickly describe where the lightning hits you when this happens. Mistos, we'll start with you.
The lightning arcs out from Waverly and hits me square in the chest. Ugh. Ugh. What is this nonsense? I grunt to myself as I try to fight an unseen enemy.
And then Sir Hammond, where does the lightning hit you?
This lightning, I had some sparkles coming from my head, and all of a sudden lightning strikes me straight in the head. My God, I could have been hurt.
And Judica, where do you get struck?
Oh, I'm afraid it's most unbecoming. It struck me straight in the gut. I do try and restrain myself from doubling over.
So what you all do feel, you feel that there's some slight wild magic now affecting all of you. Waverly, this won't affect your Dragon Mark's action generally, but there is now something a little more chaotic in play. And I'll now tell that our audience that when your squeaks happen, the magical effect will now happen through this where they've been struck by this rogue lightning.
Goodness, I apologize. I did not expect that. Are you all right?
Yes. Yes, luckily I got it in the head.
No harm done then. And Judica?
Yes, I'm all right. It struck me right in the gut there, but is that usual with your dragon mark?
I've never encountered anything like that before. Usually it's more, things like being able to track and hurt people, that sort of thing. Nothing quite like this. Also, sometimes I impress people with it, but... Mistos, you all right?
Oh, it'll take way more than that to take me down. But this is why...
Truer words have never been spoken.
Okay.
Oh, Mistos, you're such a tough little ragamuffin, aren't you?
Good of you not to forget it, Hammond. Otherwise, we'll have to have another round.
So this is
On me! Cheers!
Goodness. Are we going to just drink up here on the top of this train, or are we going to get to business?
I was going to say, all of this conversation is also happening through a lot of wind, because the train is moving quite quickly across the landscape of Corvair. And so, yeah, I think I would like to know. So now you're all hanging on to the top of the train. Currently, there's no major curves coming, so you're not likely to be knocked off in the next few minutes. But yeah, what's the plan? What do you guys like to do to try to find this package of love letters?
Waverly, since you've got your fancy mark, any indication of where we should begin?
Well, I could, for instance, cast Locate Object, which is indeed one of the abilities granted to me through the pursuit of knowledge and my hunt, the mark of finding. So I could do that. I mean, I could. The problem is that I believe I have never seen these letters before.
Correct. Yeah.
Is that correct, Ian? Yeah. But I could attempt to, simply ask for the object that is closest of a particular kind. So, I mean, how many packages of letters can there be on this train?
Well, is this one of Beaconhold's main communications networks, or is it unusual for it to be carrying a bunch of letters?
This is a good question. Do we know if there could...
I said Beaconhold.
Hopefully it's not a mail train. That's all I can say.
That's right. Do we think that there could be lots of letters on this train? Was that part of our intelligence?
Yeah. So the Flamekeep line is sort of a all-purpose line. There's, in fact, you're on the front of the train. As you look behind you, you can see a lot of different cars that have different configurations, and some of which have even like stepped-up viewing ports, like for further down for passengers. What you do know is that this train has general passengers. It has some first-class passengers. It's got general baggage, and it also has a security car, like a car where basically anything that is meant to be secured between its stops can be held. So in terms of I guess in terms of mail, yes, the general mail does travel on the Flamekeep line, but it does generally stay in the security car.
The general mail generally stays in the security car with the general passengers.
Do not travel.
Of course I do. I just didn't know there was such a thing as not first class. Let's go see.
Well,
but if there's a dome here behind us, are they looking at us right now? How does my hair look?
That dome is actually about 4 cars down. Or no, actually, I'm sorry, about 7 cars down. It's quite far away, but you can just see it popping up. So they probably watched you drop, but you can't really make eye contact from there.
Yes. Is it night, day? What?
It's daytime.
I've lost track when I was falling.
No, that's okay. Yes, it's a bright sunny day.
Oh dear God! Perfect. Perfect.
Daytime raid, just like I like it.
Might I suggest that we get into a car so that we can talk when we're not on top of a train with the wind whipping by and errant lightning magic apparently striking us from time to time. And then, because I do have some concerns about whether a thief would just put these love letters in with the general mail.
What's our play then, Waverly? We go inside and we just start asking questions of people.
Could do that.
Ask
They go down the train.
I agree. It's unlikely just to mail it.
Right.
Probably someone's carrying it.
And it's unlikely we have any level of secrecy left now that we've just plunged out of a skyship onto the top of a train.
Yes, we have to blend in. Let's go down to the club car, shall we? Have a drink?
What's the closest entrance into the train?
The closest entrance, that would probably be the general passenger car. So that's about 3 cars down from where you are.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Running and jumping then.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. I'll lead the way. Come on, this way. I run and jump.
All right. Give me your acrobatics.
Not great, Jason. I would like to stop this game off with a solid roll of 9.
In this case, that's actually okay. The wind is actually like kind of pushes you because the train's moving in one direction. You're jumping sort of against it, so it carries you over pretty well. You're not doing anything incredibly acrobatic. So this is an easy jump.
Right then, no incredible acrobatics required. I'll assist you on the other side here.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's next?
Just give me a moment. And I just quickly sort of, polish my magnifying glass for a moment and remind myself of the wonders of knowledge, and I'm going to cast guidance upon myself. There being some acrobatics that appear to be happening soon, that not being my strong suit. And I'll follow Judica.
All right.
I will attempt to catch her. As
I will help her by tossing.
Oh, that's... And you see her trousered legs go running off in front of Sir Hammond. Okay, so I'm rolling... Is it an acrobatics again there, Jason?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, not so bad. Okay, so that's a 16 plus 4 for the guidance is a 20.
You can't help but pirouette as you...
Right.
And then now who's next?
I look over at Mistos and go, up, up, just like that case involving the giant worm, remember?
Oh, of course, points for style.
Boy.
And I point at him.
And I flip him over my shoulder.
Give me an acrobatics or dex, whichever you got there, Mistos. Sir Hammond, give me a 1d4 for how you're supporting that.
So like acrobatics or athletics?
Yeah. I'll let you choose your strongest there.
I use my impressive athletic strength to roll a 16.
And I gave you a 1 because that's just the kind of help I give.
All right. So you easily make it over. So now all of you are on one car. We've got Sir Hammond on the other car. How are you getting over, Hammond?
I am going to launch myself through the air, singing lustily. I get an 18 acrobatic check.
Can I suggest that perhaps you land with like the Marvel superhero landing, like the 3-point landing that they do?
Absolutely. Cane out to the side.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, yeah, you're now on to what is definitely the security car, but there's no entrance on where you're at. But like the metal has like a lot of rivets that are holding like lots of separate plates together. This is definitely a compacted area. What you can see down between the cars is that there is a pretty much as armored door or passageway between the cars that's available to get into the security car. That was between the engine car and the security car that you're now on, and then you guys are going to keep moving. I'm assuming towards the passenger car. Yeah.
As we cross across this car, Waverly is like, I just kind of feel like perhaps I could cast detect magic at this moment. Don't you feel like we're going to have to end up here at some point, or at least know what's going on?
Yes, but don't you also feel that perhaps this car is guarded against that kind of magic?
Well, does it look like, and she presses her her thumb into the roof of does there any lead in there?
Mistos doesn't miss a moment and smacks it with his cestus large clanging noise.
And I take out my magnifying glass and like, surely lead would have a certain reverberation.
Give me an insight check.
This is how we locate oil deposits.
All right. 13 plus 6 is 19. I just double check on whether my goggles will give me... and they'll give me a D4 because of my goggles of the Inquisitive on an insight check. So we were at 19 plus 2 is 21.
Okay, yeah, so you can tell, for one thing, you can tell the general sense of the thickness of the metal based on how Mistos's clang, how much clang there was. You can kind of get a sense of that these are very thick sheets of metal. And what you can also tell from just your experience as an Inquisitive, having tried to find all kinds of things, is that yes, there is something that laces through the metal that is meant to add static to any attempt to find information through these walls.
Well, masterfully done, Mistos. I think we will make an Inquisitive of you yet, but you're quite right, both of you, Judica and Mistos. And actually, Sir Hammond, you know what? You've all contributed. You're right. Don't waste the power on determining if there's any magic in here yet.
While they're doing that, I'm just going to lean over the end and see if the door's open. While they're busy banging away on the roof.
So you're leaning, kind of leaning over the edge of it to try to see.
Yeah, leaning way over it, trying to get just to check, jiggle it.
The door is solidly locked. Yeah. What you do see, though, is that there is.
I'm out.
What you do notice is that there's a really big, ornate lock on that door, with lots of ornamentation on it, perhaps like a little bit of glow there. So yeah, there's clearly a way through that.
But the door itself seems to be very ornate, you said, and a little bit of a glow.
Yeah, the lock.
Hello.
But we may also have a squeak.
A little bit.
We have a squeak, and guess who it's for? It's Marcia for Hammond Cheesemonger.
Oh my god! I touched the doorknob and.
Let's see what happens. Could you roll a d20 for me?
14.
Well, that's a nice number.
It's.
Does it smell like jam in here? Onward, heroes!
Give me a moment, because I realized that I didn't bring up that particular chart, so I'm going to get that really quickly. While that's happening, is there anything that Judica would like to try to do in this investigative process?
Not particularly. I'll say, Waverly, you're right. I'll be damned if we don't end up back here with a security system like this, just begging for us to break into it. But I don't think that now is the time. I don't think we have quite enough information.
I could, speaking of information, I could attempt to ask the powers of knowledge for foresight into whether breaking into the security car right now would be good results, bad results, or...
Well, that sounds very powerful. Why haven't you done that already?
It works best for something that's going to happen in the very short term. So, I believe, in fact, it must be within the next 30 minutes that I could augur for the future.
Damn, do you think we're going to be here for longer than 30 minutes?
Well, we have to be here till at least 10.
Well,
So meta.
It does take me like a minute to cast it, even working as quickly.
I am breathless with anticipation.
Okay, as Hammond speaks, 4 ripe, plump, purple good berries fall out of your mouth.
Right? Plump good berries fall out of my mouth.
I catch them.
You can use these for a bonus action and get a benefit.
I see. Here, look at this. Look what I've discovered. This has come right out of my mouth. Here, put it in your mouth.
No.
I've heard of sweet lips, Hammond, but this is ridiculous.
My God. Talk about a plummy accent.
I think I took 1d4 psychic damage there. Anyway, so, all right. Thank you, Kurt.
Good, work with me here. Work with me.
All right, Waverly. Well, why don't you do it? If it's going to last, it will help us to know when we're going to have to get back here.
All right. It would take me a little while. So while I am polishing my magnifying glass and using it like a crystal ball, I will ask whether going into it or attempting to enter the security car at this moment will give good results, bad results, mixed good and bad results, or it's neither. APM, sorry.
I can tell you it's definitely going to be one of those.
So I'm casting augury, and I'm using my magnifying glass as a...
I'm just thinking to myself, my magic is way more useful than that. Straightforward.
As you stare into your glass, and as images pass along it, the sense that you get is that yes, the going into this car will be good for you in terms of what you're here for. In terms of what you will find in there and how you will deal with it, that is unclear.
I'm so glad I did this. She puts the... I think this is part of our mission. As we suspected, a locked car should be for us, right? It is. Let's do this thing.
Keep smashing it open then.
Sounds good to me.
Or unlock it. I mean, does any of us have the ability to do locks? I can, because I have devoted myself to the pursuit of knowledge.
Yes, you go ahead, Waverly. We'll observe and learn for next time.
I'll just keep a watch here on Hammond to see if perhaps he's going to vomit up in the other berries.
Yes. No, I'm right as rain.
I will attempt to unlock this door using my thieves' tools,
All right.
which I am proficient.
I'm going to jump down behind her so I'm facing the other car in case anything opens.
Okay. And so then,
So we're riding between the two cars, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mistos and I are up on the roof.
Ready to pounce.
Very
Gosh, these are on fire. So I rolled a 17 plus 3 for my proficiency, so that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice.
Nice.
Okay. So what you can tell is that there isn't a mechanical thing to lever open in this lock. Basically, what you can tell is that this is a magical lock. It'll only open when it's activated by the key. But at the very least, you've been able to clearly determine that.
Well, I don't. Us being a particularly non-arcane party, Sir Hammond, you haven't learned how to dispel magic or anything like that, have you?
No.
Neither have I.
No.
Well, let's just kick it down then.
Let's
I'm
hit
all
it
for
with my
trying.
stick. I'm with Mistos. Let's try the more direct approach. The magic of fisticuffs.
Wait. Who's taking point on this? Mistos, is it you? Yes. When I touch him, I say, remember, pursue all you know, and cost guidance on you, so you can roll a 1d4.
All right, I hop down from the top of the train. Can I try to bust this door in? A few rapid strikes against the lock with my fists. What kind of check do you want that to be?
Well, so you're attacking with your fists. I think you're basically you're just trying to do damage to it. So I think you're just attacking the door.
Then I rolled a 16 to hit.
Okay. What kind of damage are you doing? The door is, I mean, it's very armored, but it also can't dodge. So it's like, we'll figure out if you have enough damage to be able to knock it down.
I'm doing bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning damage, okay. And what's the total?
It is 13 bludgeoning damage.
13 bludgeoning damage, okay. So giving it all you've got, what you do, you give it a solid hit. You give it like there is a dent that you can see if you kind of turn your head sometimes kind of in the light to try to catch it that way. So you have damaged the door. It will take a lot to bash through it.
Give me a day. We'll get
pull
through
down
it. No
from the
problem.
You're doing great, although I do feel like we're wasting a bit of time. There's a key. Unless we try the lock.
Don't stop him now. He gets into a rhythm. He's grumpy if we interrupt him now.
I take a moment to look to see if the skyship is already gone. If maybe I.
Yeah. All right. What's in the car? Oh.
Well,
Squeak! We have a squeak for Waverly.
Ooh.
Raj
boy.
has squeaked for you, so if you can please roll me a d20. Now I've acquired your accent. Thank you.
I've rolled a 3.
A 3? Oh god, it's happening again. Waverly, your hands grow strange suckers that excrete a sticky web-like substance.
There's
Onward,
a lot.
heroes!
Thank you, Justin. There's a lot happening to my hands today, my friends. It's oozing out from my gloves, and they're just ruined now at this point, and I'm going to attempt to take my glove off.
okay. I think you can remove your gloves. Yes.
And I'm going to try to drop my glove.
The glove is still stuck to your hand.
Gee Willikers.
If do you actually want to let go of the glove? Like, do you want to try to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Give me a strength
Take
check.
off the other glove. It's like with lab procedure. You're now. Was I able to do that?
Yep. You've got both gloves stuck to the outer part of your hands now. Like you were able to peel them off, but now they're just loose.
Stuck. So this is dignified.
Well, let's use this now. Here, I'll throw you under the car. You go along underneath and find a weak spot.
There's no way that could go wrong. Hammond, that's a brilliant idea.
Thank you, Mistos. I thought of it myself.
The car is thick on top, but not on the bottom.
Tell me again how it is you all have survived so many missions together.
Because we're tough
You
as
were the last
nails.
one. So you had a lot to do with that. Okay.
Let's put her along the side. Let's put her along the side at least.
Oh, bloody hell,
we can
Hammond.
stick- I rubber quick to get some friction up and then stick her on the side.
So what's happened now?
Okay, well, so you're stuck on the side of the car I'm gonna say not the security car, but the next car down.
I'm going to try to move my hand. Can I?
Yeah, you can kind of like Spider-Man your way along the wall. Yeah. And, are you climbing up onto the next car?
I'm just experimenting. I'm not leaving my friends behind. I'm like,
By Jove, I wish I had stick our hands rather than these
It's a lot of
jam tots.
a lot of fun, but it's a little awkward. And I think we should either get into the security car or someplace where we're not making quite so much of a spectacle.
Oh, yes. Definitely. Stealth is definitely still on the table.
What's the car next to us? What kind of car is it?
It's it looks like a general baggage car.
Excellent. I'll throw the door open.
Okay, excellent. So you're seeing into basically everybody's luggage on the train.
And is there a passageway down the middle? Are there
There is.
people?
Yeah,
Is there anyone here?
No, it's and everybody's bags and such are all like strapped down.
Right. All right. So I'll run down the hallway and come out the far side. Now,
Okay.
you're doing a smashing job. Come to me, Waverly. Come to me, Waverly.
Wait, sorry. Hammond is inside the train now. He's gone inside. Or
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone into the baggage car, not the security.
easy as that. Just find an unlocked door then. Good. I'll follow him.
I'll climb around and underneath, and I'll be on the ceiling of the baggage car.
That's great.
That's an awkward sound for proper society, really.
Team, remind me the next time we're about to touch something relevant to the case, that I have a very particular power, that I can touch something, determine what the last living thing to touch it was. And, of course, now if I touch the magical door, it will just say that Mistos touched it last, or like a halfling, So, remind me of that, because that's a really good ability, maybe, while we're on a case.
Yes.
Right.
Mine. Yes. Okay.
Well, I'm a bit bored of that. Is that all you can do? Is really just stick to the wall?
Yeah, can you stick on the wall?
Well, I have never tried sticking to the wall. I might try that later. I don't know.
Just so I can track what's happening, Mistos, you're still by the security door.
For now, I'm going to give up on it in a second here.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're still clanging away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judica and Hammond, they ran through the car. Waverly, did you make your way along the side of the car? Do I have that right?
I sort of pictured that I was like, that Hammond couldn't have reached around and put me on the side. I thought I was sort of up on the wall of the, that wall. And
Oh, yeah.
But the
Okay.
exterior. And now I've climbed underneath it and I'm on the ceiling following Hammond.
Okay. You're above Hammond as he goes.
Inside.
Yeah. Inside the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great. Everybody's inside the car. Great. Okay. Well, so Hammond said he ran straight to the other side. And when you open that door, you can see into the next car, the door there. that there's a little window, and you see passengers. You see a wide variety of Corvair folks, all just kind of sitting there patiently making their way across the land.
Thank goodness.
Let's not go in there yet, and just take a quick gander of what's happening in the baggage car.
And indeed, we need Mistos.
We do need Mistos.
Mistos! Mistos! Give it up, lad. Come on.
Mistos looks at the dent that he's barely made any larger, and he looks back to the rest of the party. Fine. You win this time, door. And he trods after them.
We'll be back.
I will make that door.
It's yours.
We'll get that door in the arena. Then we'll see how it fares.
Exactly. You'll have no fans in the arena.
It will be an open and shut case.
Yes. Right, Mistos, welcome to the baggage car. We were just going to have a look around at some of these suitcases and see if there's anything promising.
Okay. So how are you guys searching the baggage car? What's your method of looking?
I'm pretending to look as I hit things randomly. I don't like baggage.
I am tearing through people's suitcases like a TSA agent. It's gotta be here somewhere. I'm not even sure what we're looking for, but it's here, I swear it.
Looking for love! Those love is what we're looking for.
Always found in suitcases, Hammond.
What I might also do while we are in here is cast detect magic for good and for real.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I would just like to take note of any names that I can find of prominent individuals who I may have heard of on the baggage tags.
Okay. You don't find any famous names or anything like that on the baggage car, but what you do see is that it does say that the baggage and the general quartermaster of the train is operated on this particular run by Horace. It's one of those things like you see in a lot of I don't know, like really like kind of official shipping areas where it'll say like this station has been checked by, and then it'll put the name of the person who last looked. And in this case, it was Horace, who's the quartermaster.
Quartermaster Horace. Perhaps we should check him, talk to him directly.
We could have a key.
My God, you're right!
Waverly, what does your magic say?
Yeah, what does my magic say?
What your magic says, yes. So your detect magic, what you can detect a lot of, I'll say generally like small magic, some potions that are in a few bags, and some like heirlooms that glow lightly, but nothing like that. Nothing that is actually glowing any more powerfully than what you guys are carrying.
Right, and nothing that would sort of indicate a warded space or something like that.
Yeah, not in the baggage car, no.
Okay.
How often can you cast detect magic? Do we want to like go down car by car?
It will last 10 minutes. So we can continue to do like I could take a turn down the cars, and see if anything else pings. If you would like to do something else while I do that turn, or somebody just come with me, we could do something like that.
Yes, what's our play? We're about to enter a populated car, and we are quite identifiable as House the Rash. People will understand that we are looking for something. Are we to just play our cards and expect people to play along, or are we going to set some ruse?
I believe we should go sneakily. Go casually and sneakily.
I
Perhaps
do
a few
agree
of
that...
us...
Go ahead, Mistos.
Perhaps a few of us should follow on the top of the train car. It'll arouse less suspicion if there's fewer of us.
Yes, there'll be less suspicion if there's less of you, Mistos, for sure. Absolutely. Fewer of you. Mistos, you fuzzy demon, you go on the top. We'll go inside.
It's not a bad idea. I'm just saying there are windows on the tops of these cars, and it's likely that they would have seen 4 of us drop.
I kind of think, yes, at this point, especially given that none of us are particularly good at subterfuge that I have observed, then that we embrace who we are. And we don't need to tell them, because that would expose, I'm sure, the vulnerable parties. But what we're after, but that we are House Tharashk, we are finding, and hello, as you were, kind of. I mean, we won't alarm people unless they ask.
You do have a time limit on this,
Let's
spell.
go.
Let's just pointing that out. Let's rock and roll, as they say in the old country.
Yeah, give me a sense of who's going first, who's going on top. Just give me a quick rundown of that.
Can I get off the ceiling? Can I walk?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, your sticky hands have unsticked now. The effect is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the three of us can go inside. Mistos on top.
You think Mistos on top? Mistos, do you want to go on top?
It was quite wild up there. Whatever will work best.
Do we know if there's any tunnels to be expected on this route?
Ooh. I guess we'll find one. Find out.
Give me a I don't want to just say insight, but I'm thinking I want to ask you to call your memory.
Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision.
History, if we were investigating.
Yeah, history's a good one. Yeah.
To remember what we were.
I'm thinking it's not quite history. It's it's just more because you had your briefing, you've seen the line that you're on, but it's you're not familiar with its line. I think there is in the next few hours you're going to start to pass through some mountain areas.
Right.
Yeah.
I move into the passenger car. I said, "Madam, can I borrow that tourist map for just a moment? Thank you so much. I'll be right back." Open up the map. And then I pass it off to Waverly because I'm so bored of maps.
So yes, okay. You're from where you boarded. You're probably or where you landed on the train. It was around Stariliskur, which is still in the general area of where you guys started from, and then you're going to cross over a large waterway soon. And then after that, you'll be moving into some mountain ranges. So probably in the next 3 hours, it'll become an issue. Or 3 hours from now.
Right.
Save some time.
I'm not opposed at all to you being on the roof if that's where you want to go, darling. But I just would like to make it known that I think you cut a rather fine figure when we're out in society, and I appreciate the sort of intimidation you provide. So if it's more valuable to have you up on the roof, I'm absolutely for it. But I like to have you about, lad, is what I'm saying.
I appreciate it, Judica. It's a good call. I can't starve my adoring fans of my visage as we walk through the cars.
That's great. Yeah. Okay, so you're marching through the cars. Just give me a marching order. If only because the passageway between the seats is narrow enough that you can't walk together.
Well, we'll let Waverly go first with her spell.
Okay. I'll go first. Yep.
I'll go next and give the pamphlet back to the woman and tip my hat and then wipe my hand off surreptitiously.
And then
the general car. You are doing very well. All of you are doing very well. This is general. This is the general car.
We'll let Mistos go next, and I'll bring up the rear.
Excellent. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, well, so you move into the passenger car. Sir Hammond is offering platitudes as you pass by various individuals. Waverly, you're getting the same kind of magic that you were getting from the baggage car. Small magic, probably somebody's got a tiny healing potion or a ring of memory or something like that, but nothing too powerful.
Could I perhaps also, as I'm doing that, see if there's anybody who's acting shifty or guilty and do sort of insight into their behavior?
Totally, yeah, that'd be, feel free, yeah.
7 plus My insight is 6, so 13 plus my 4 is 15.
15. Okay. You get a really good picture of everybody who's sitting in this train, like, because you're kind of doing a good examination. All of your inquisitive training is kicking in, and you're kind of cataloging everything as you're looking. There's nobody that is seeming uncomfortable or concerned at the moment in this car. Other than folks who are looking at like this particular group of people who are walking through the train, you are catching some looks, but nobody is like concerned, at looking at you. They're not figuring. Nobody's going, oh, they're here for me.
Dash it all! I think the whole place is too subtle for my liking.
So you move through the passenger car. Is there anything else you want to do or investigate or talk to on the passenger car?
You said it was pretty full?
Yeah, it's a full train.
Squeak! And Sarah has squeaked for Mistos. Can you roll me a d20, please?
2.
Wow. Your eyes are drawn to every visible space around you, searching for creatures. You see the furthest one, and both of you start to shimmer. Onward, heroes!
This is a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of lead here. So, where did you get hit again in your lightning, Mistos?
In the chest.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mistos is just kind of peering around. He's kind of looking around at what everybody else is looking at, and looks through the window of the passenger car into the next car. And you basically, with a Mistos pops and disappears ahead of you. Mistos, you are now in a very fancy lounge car, holding a martini, sitting on a stool by the bar. No idea how you got there. And standing where Mistos was standing is a very well put together, graceful businesswoman who's quite confused about how she got here.
Good evening, madam.
Well, hello. I'm Kimber. This isn't where I was just a moment ago.
Where were you?
Well, I was about to enjoy a delightful cocktail in the.
You were at the bar.
Yes.
That explains everything, doesn't it?
All sorts of things happen when you're at the bar. So, how about if we just help you? We'll escort you back to where you were.
We'll get you a cup of coffee. Everything will be fine.
That would be greatly appreciated. And then
I turn to look at Hammond, like, ooh.
I'll offer her my arm and we'll walk back to the...
Oh, well, thank you. This is quite nice. I haven't seen this kind of nobility since the last time I was in Sean.
Oh, really? Yes. Were you there for the season?
Well, who couldn't be, really? But what I can't help but notice is that this inquisitive ahead of us here has a mark of Thrashk on her hands. Is that? Do I see that correctly?
Darling, Kimber.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Hammond, we need never be ashamed. Indeed, it is, man.
Ah, well, this is perhaps a fortuitous situation. I've been hoping to meet with House Thrashk for all sorts of possible inquisitives that I might be able to ask to support me in my various engagements. My name is Kimber. I'm a merchant.
Pleased to meet you. I am Waverly Aquitaine of House Thrashk.
Ah.
These are my acquaintances. You've met Sir Hammond, Judica, and as you can tell, she's about to say,
and the Pomeranian up there that's about to drink your cocktail.
So as
that
kind of greeting stuff happens, you're all still walking through the train, and I'm imagining that's kind of when you open the door into
Yes.
the lounge car. And you guys find Mistos. Mistos, how exactly did they find you? Have you tried the cocktail yet?
Oh yes, I shook off my surprise right away, and I've begun regaling the fancy folk with tales of my gruesome fights in the arena, much to their consternation. And so then I grabbed the chimera by the tail, and I had it bite its own neck.
Kimber walks up to you, looks at the empty drink now in front of you, raises an eyebrow, and just says, "Isabella, another round, and perhaps one for one each for my associates here."
Ah, my friends! I was wondering where you'd gotten to. Look at how nice this car is.
It's been
All's
less
well
than
that ends
3
well.
days, folks.
Yes. And how did you get out of your carrier?
Hammond, if you mention that one more time, we're going to have a problem.
So the maitre d' arrives with a tray, and there is a very fancy cocktail drink on the tray for each of you, or perhaps a beer that just happened to be in cans like these ones, or maybe it's a cocktail. The cocktail's more fitting, but product placement.
No.
So do you all take the drinks?
By any chance, is my detect magic pinging on it?
It is not. No, this is a non-magical but definitely alcoholic drink.
Yes.
I
will certainly take the drink. Absolutely.
Yes, I will take one.
All right.
As a halfling, I have very little fear of poison, and I guzzle mine down.
Oh,
With my 8 intelligence, I also have very little fear of intelligence.
8 intelligence.
Squeak!
This is a good time.
Well, we only have one left, and Begiver has squeaked for Judica.
here goes. Oh, it's a 20.
What?
Be a good one.
Do I even have that many?
What does it mean?
Your hair shines like the mane of a true hero. All friendly creatures who can see you are awestruck and inspired. They immediately gain 1d4 temporary HP.
Wow.
Onward, heroes.
Ooh.
Judica's terribly embarrassed. She doesn't really like that much attention on her, so as she notices people are starting to stare, just sort of...
Kimber looks at you and says, like, "Oh, that is quite impressive. Later on, perhaps you can tell me who your stylist is, because I simply must know."
Lightning.
like,
That's true.
Who wants to roll the d4?
I will, for my hair.
Oh, yes.
3.
Ah.
Thanks.
Even Kimber is like, I feel positively healthier. The last 2 cocktails have completely faded away.
Very refreshing.
I know that we're at only the pleasantry stage of our acquaintance, but I'm afraid we are here on a mission. House Thrashk is always working.
This is exactly why I'm so taken with you and hope that perhaps we can do business in the future. But yes, I must say, from the point of teleportation to now has left me extremely confused curious about why your presence is here in front of me now. Please, regale me.
You wouldn't happen to know the name Horace, would you?
Oh, yes. Yes, Horace and I do business all the time. Horace is the quartermaster on this particular run. He's securing much of my valuables on the security car.
Well, rest assured, that remains entirely secure.
Oh, good. How can you tell me something like this that I should already know?
I look to Waverly and Hammond.
First of all, I'd like to commend you on always converting confusion to curiosity. That is the way of truth. And then secondly, the other thing we are attempting to locate an object that might be in the secure car. So that is why we are interested in speaking to Horace. And because he probably has the key to that secure car. And as always with House Tharashk, we have an interest in ensuring that security is maintained throughout the entirety of our jurisdiction. And so we did check out to make sure that it was a secure car. That it should explain everything that has been said to you so far.
Yeah. Does House...
Very secure.
Makes perfect sense. Yes, Sir Hammond, did you have something to say?
Yeah, no, this is Kevin asking. Does House Tharashk have an official status, or are we working undercover? Like, are we state inspectors, or are we private?
I mean, so yeah, you're not working for the government of Eberron or anything like that. You are private, but you are also like, how do I put this? Like a known quantity. Like there's a there's a rules of order that people can come to expect when they're dealing with House Tharashk.
Okay.
You're not mercenaries. You're not spies, kind of thing.
We're not criminals.
No, not criminals.
Like Pinkertons or something.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah. So there is a certain level of officialness, I think, that Waverly has projected that I think that would make sense.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Then let's find this Taurus. Toot de sweet.
Now,
Does she seem particularly concerned when she thinks about her valuables?
Sorry?
Does she seem very concerned about her valuables? Do I think that she maybe has something extraordinary that she's protecting?
This would be a great time for an insight check or some other kind of inquisitive, detective-y.
So I guess I rolled pathetically. But if it's insight, is 13.
Yeah, you're not. It doesn't appear that Kimber is showing excess worry. Like she's at least no more worry than she would have for having been randomly teleported out of her drink and seat.
Okay.
Maybe to give you a bit more sense of Kimber and why, just her nature. She seems like she's a very experienced merchant. She's not approaching this from any sense of concern. Like she's definitely, pretty much from the moment she saw your mark, she's been negotiating.
And who else is in the club car or the first class car?
There's the maitre d', who is behind the bar and generally just taking care, hovering over the rest. There is there's someone in sort of one of the official Flamekeep line uniforms who's also enjoying a drink, and then there's I think very well dressed Eberron folks, and that of all races. You've got like dwarves and some orcs. We've got there's some humans and even some warforged that are all sitting here in extremely fine clothing, hobnobbing with each other, or in some cases reading the newspaper, taking in the events of the day.
All right. Hammond's going to very subtly walk down the aisle, looking at each of them. He'll put on his monocle to see if there's any of them that are looking suspicious.
Okay.
I'll lean in closer to each one of them just to take a look at them, but subtly.
Give me. I want to do a charisma roll for that.
You bet.
Persuasion, because you're performing.
I'm trying to see if any of them look nervous. That's what I'm trying to do specifically.
Right. Well,
I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm going to practice my investigation skills because I'm trying to do well in House Tharashk.
Okay.
Tharask, whatever it is.
What came up for you?
Oh, there you go. The 19.
19. Okay.
I'm doing this subtle sort of evil eye kind of shifting as I'm walking.
Can I suggest maybe that what you're doing is a lot of like glad handing, like at a fancy party.
Oh, certainly, yes.
Like just kind of like, oh, hello.
Hello, how are you? Look at that. How brave of you to wear that. My goodness, look at that.
Yeah,
Dear.
exactly.
This was such a fashion last year, wasn't it?
There's no suspicious reaction from anybody. The person in the uniform that's part of the part of the Flamekeep line, he does sort of stop and go like, oh well, thank you very much. But I don't recall you boarding, and I think I would someone as well put together as yourself. I would definitely recall your visage. Where did you board on the line?
We boarded at the last stop. You must have seen me. You handled my bag. It was alligator gray.
Well, I don't think I would have handled your bag because I am the captain of the Flamekeep line. So generally, I allow the.
Oh, I apologize. It's the uniform, but I do see that you've got lots of extra sparkles on their shoulder.
Well, thank you. I did earn them over many years.
I appreciate your service, and I give him a kiss on both cheeks.
Oh, well, this is quite unorthodox. He blushes a little. What can I do for you and your associates? He kind of looks over your shoulder and sees the others.
Well, since you are the captain, we do have... Waverly! I do a really loud stage whisper down to the... It's the captain! Subtly move to me!
Excuse me. And I'm going to pass my drink, which I have not really touched, other than to, like, I've touched the glass. I'm going to pass mine to Mistos. And head towards him.
Captain, this is Waverly Aquitaine. Waverly, the captain, was expressing interest in helping us with our investigation.
Wonderful. We are looking, I'm sure you can appreciate we don't want to give too many details, but we suspect that there may be a stolen object on this train that we have been sent to find. And she sort of sweeps back a little bit of her salt and chili pepper curls back into her snoot, showing the mark of the dragon on her hands.
The captain kind of like raises an eyebrow and is like, "Oh well, I can only imagine that that something that would have you appear on my train so unexpectedly would no doubt have great importance. So of course I want to work with you as much as possible. I do also need to, as much as I can, respect the security of those that have already entrusted us on our line here. I'm at a bit of a crossroads about what to do about your mission. Let me know what is it you would like, and let me see exactly how I can help.
I think we would like to see the interior of the security car.
Normally that would be up to Horace, and Horace is very process conscious. He will not be keen on opening it unless you have filled out the proper forms. I wonder what else we could do.
May
and
I
upon
present
this,
an offer? Captain, hello, Judica Dale, lovely to meet you.
I don't know if I have an offer, but I do wonder if perhaps we can find other relationships here that might be able to help you. Kimber, I see that these folks have already begun speaking with you. Would you like to come and perhaps join our conversation? And so Kimber saunters over.
I was going to say, Kimber, hello. You have intoned that you have items in the security car, is that correct?
I do.
Captain, what is the usual process for when your guests would like to review their items?
Well, I mean, Kimber does have full access to the security car as part of our agreement with her, so that would be entirely within our bounds. Kimber, do you speak for these folks? And then Kimber takes a moment, a pause, sips from her drink, and says, I think I may, if indeed these folks would also appreciate giving me some level of confidence that I could have a deal with House Tharashk in the future. Do you think...
Oh, certainly, Kimber. before even checking with my comrades. Oh, of course, hand wave.
She looks at you and gives you kind of like a, oh, that's nice, darling, and then looks at Waverly, who actually has the marks on her hands.
I put forward my hand towards her. You may shake the mark itself.
Ah, well, we have yes. And so Kimber pulls from a chain that's been beneath her neckline, pulls out a key, holding it up. That's hanging from the neckline, or from the small cord. I believe I would love to provide you some access in about 15 minutes after our break.
I leaned over to Mistos and say, "That's what she said."
Wow. All right, that's it for Act 1, as if you didn't know. We're gonna take a quick 10-minute break, and so now's your chance to order some beer from Zero Issue. That promo code that gives you 10% off is going to be in the intermission slide. You can stretch your legs. You can check out the Hobgoblin giveaway from YetiMinis.com. Maybe queue up last week's post-show Q&A with the cast and crew in our new performance check series. It's found on our YouTube channel. That seems like a lot for maybe 10 minutes.
Watch a 30-minute video in 10 minutes. It's easy.
But in 10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll find out if Mistos did find love in that baggage. So stay tuned. Yeah, 10 minutes. When is that? That's 8:30. What time is it? I'm in a different time zone.
8:30.
Onward, heroes! We're on a train. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Welcome back to the second act. This is Mages and Mages, episode 12. Love letters lost on the Flamekeep train. Toot toot. A friendly reminder to my brave volunteers. You now have another squeak available to you for the second act. So the effect is the same as before in the first act, but you can be more specific with it now, so because you know what it is. So have fun with that. I'm not going to talk that much. Back to our heroes. Onward, heroes.
Justin has like an engineer cap on, even. He's very trainee.
Choo-choo. Okay, well, so when we last left our heroes, they had found a key to get them onto the security card from their friend Kimber, who they now owe a favor to. And so, yeah, so I'm going to fast forward in the interest of time to you guys are at the security car. You've got the Kimber's there with you with the key. The captain of the train, Ericos, is also there in the back, just kind of like observing what's happening here because this is all a little unorthodox. And so, yeah, anything you guys want to do or determine before things get started?
So we are going to just take a look around inside the cabin, or the car, the security car. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
I would like to ask ask Horace whether he would know whether there's any other mail or letters being carried in the security car. He doesn't need to tell me anything about them, but just if I were to say cast locate object, that's what I'm thinking. Is would I also find other letters in the car?
Yes. So yes, you would. We've got a full mailbag on this particular trip. We've got some extra tomes that are heading their way to Beaconhold once we loop around back and come back from Flamekeep. There's a lot that we're carrying on this particular line.
But within the security car itself.
Oh yes, I mean this the high priority mail stays there, and the work that gets sent to Beaconhold is often work that is very sensitive and needs to be protected. So we make sure that it's all in the security car.
And could you perhaps put that all at one end of the car?
Yes, the general mail is in our front area of sorting. So it's all organized on a series of grids for tables for the different regions that we're going to be in. Beaconhold has its own particular one on the left.
Mr. Horace, I get it, but can we just maybe put all of the mail that is in the security car that you are aware of at one end? And then I could stand at the other end and cast locate object for letters. I guess I'm telling you that I'm looking for letters. And then
Interesting.
I can, yes.
Yes, I can do that. I can say that on the end of the car that we're standing closest to is where the most of the mail is sorted. So anything that is not mail is at least 30 feet away, because it'll be, when we open it up, it'll be the mail will be directly in front of us.
I quietly sit down on the mail and just lean into the corner, trying to stay.
I'm going to be watching Miss Kimber, just to sort of see what it is she's looking at when she opens the car.
Okay. So, so we're not in the car yet. So Hammond, you're going to, your plan is to go in and lie on the mail?
Oh no, if we're not in the car yet, I'll just lean up against the wall and look interested.
Okay. Waverly, are you casting that spell before you get in the car, or?
Well, I because Waverly, being very familiar with the spell, knows that if she asks for letters, she's not sure if she can ask for love letters. So that's what she's going to attempt to find. That the closest love letter to her will ping, and then that's what she will locate. So she wants to have all of the other known mail far away from her in the car, so that if there is hidden letters in the car, they will be the one that pings for her.
Okay, yeah. So what you've been the way it's been described to you, it sounds like all the mail they know of is closest to you.
So she is planning to go through the car to the end. At that point, cast locate object, and hopefully there will be a letter between her and the big stack of letters that probably have a love letter in there.
Okay. Mistos, Judica, anything you guys are wanting to do or prepping for before that door opens?
I'm gonna go across with Waverly and inspect the door leading into that leads towards the engine, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Judica's keeping an eye on Kimber, just to see what's up.
Okay, great. All right, well, Kimber holding the key kind of gives you all like are you all ready? Yes, okay. Slides the key into the lock, and there's a sort of a like the sound of harps plays, and a bit of sparkle comes from the lock as she clicks it into place, and then the door swings open. Kimber looks. You can kind of see her just quickly take an eyeball at the section that's so immediately what you can see is a table full of sorted mail that are in like the table itself is a grid, and inside that grid everything's about that high, and inside each of those grids is the sorted mail for that area. So there's like a little sign that says Sharn and a little sign that says Flamekeep, and one for all of the stops along the train. Past that is our basically like not unlike the baggage car, there are these stands that hold 2 or 3 high of various crates, boxes, etc. And it goes there's 3 sort of shelving units that go deep, and then at the furthest end, after the third one, is the end of the security car and another door that would take you to the engine room.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, to answer the question about what Kimber is doing, she's eyeballing about into the middle of the 3 on your left, going into the car of. She's just eyeballing one of the crates there, just making sure. She doesn't seem to be concerned though.
Are you going to be joining us, Kimber? Do you want to look at your items, or is this purely for show?
Well, no, this is purely for you all. I had no concerns until I met you, and even still, really, like, it doesn't sound like what you're dealing with is involving me, so
Very well.
I'm just here to do you a favor.
I'll stay out of the car with her then. Waverly, after you.
Right. I have my idea in my head, and I'm doing it.
Yes.
Excellent.
I will follow
Ah.
Waverly.
I bound along after.
Okay, so Waverly bestows Hammond heading to the far end of the car. Judica staying on the outside the car with Kimber. Okay, and Ericos, the captain, is also standing there, just kind of peering in, making sure everything seems to be okay. He's not concerned, but it's also his job, so he's just being conscientious.
I'm staying with him as a comforting presence.
All right. Okay. Waverly, you get to the far end. You're casting, is it, remind me again, it's locate object?
Locate object. And the object that I am attempting to locate is the closest love letter.
Okay, so the magical effect sweeps ahead of you. Obviously, I think it also will detect all of those letters that are in the mail section, and so you see them all, like, a lot of various lights glow as various people are declaring love to each other across all of Corvair. You can see that, but
I feel like we see sort of a swirl of pink.
yes,
You know? Like
Yes.
poof, poof, poof.
little like cloud hearts that go. Yeah. But you do also see a more a tighter bundle of them that are on the. I'm just trying to think, like, if we say that north is the top of the car and south is the bottom of the car, in the sense of you guys came in at the bottom and you're going to the top, then on the east side of the car is closest to you in that shelving unit, you do see a glowing bundle of letters.
I sort of make significant eye contact with Mistos and attempt it with Hammond. Judica, I know you are out of line of sight at this point. So, and look towards the item now. Do I see what is it? Is it just simply a stack of letters? I could have just walked through and there is a stack of letters, or is it hidden in something?
It is hidden in something. Yes, it is inside a crate. It's like, so yeah, you're seeing it almost like you had X-ray specs. So you're seeing through the crate and seeing that bundle there.
Ooh, that sounds delightful. I wish I had X-ray specs.
Who
Does it
needs
seem
X-ray
to-
specs when the crates look so breakable?
Before we go just bursting into it, I know, Mr. Horace, you believe in protocol at all costs. Do you know who this crate belongs to? And may I open it?
Is there anything on the outside of it?
Oh, is there anything on the outside of it? No, it's it's distinguishable in the fact that it doesn't have anything prominent on it. It's the only box that doesn't have a house mark on it or a seal of any nobility or anything like that. It's just a wooden crate, about like 2 feet long, 2 feet long, and about a foot high. It's and it's sitting there next to a prominently iron shod box with another dragon mark house mark on it, and then on the other side there's something like a treasure chest with like lots of jewels on it is sitting there. It's not glowing with any magic or anything, but it's that's what's next to this box.
Waverly, should we call the captain over and just announce that we need this box? We need in this crate.
Well, I am curious to know if they know whether it belongs to anybody, because that would be important to bring that person to justice.
Right.
Yes.
Trace it down, right?
And who is it meant for?
So we ask either the captain or Horace, whoever seems to be the most in the car and in charge and wanting to stop us from doing what we want to do.
So Horace hears your questions and decides to check the manifest, which is hanging from a clipboard closest to the mail section, and what he can see is that this particular crate was both sent from and going to the Shadow Marches, or I'm sorry, Dargoon, which is an area where a lot of goblinoid various races operate out of, have various clans and kingdoms in that are operating in that area. What is odd is that it does appear like it's almost like it's been mailed to itself.
Did anybody accompany it?
There's no one on the train marked for it. No, it's simply meant to be delivered.
Sorry, Judica.
No, I was going to say that's interesting. Let's open it.
Yeah. May we open it? We see.
Okay, again, just
hold on 1 second. Perhaps we want to follow the package and find out who picks it up. Like when it gets to its destination, find out who picks it up and apprehend them.
Yes, but Hammond, that involves waiting on the train for days and days and days.
It hasn't been days and days already?
It feels like it. I thought we were going to be done in half an hour.
Time passes so strangely for me, I never notice.
I like that idea, Hammond. No, I do. And that is something that, if all else fails, we should do. But we could still find out what is in here, and...
All right, fine. And also, I can read the letters if you like.
What if
Once
we
we
open
open
it
it.
carefully?
good point.
That if we do need to follow the package, we can cover up the fact that it's been opened at all.
We will do this very
we
carefully.
can put Mistos in it.
I hold
And
me
then-
back.
He can burst out.
You could fit in something 2 by 1 foot, couldn't you?
I have been known for my acrobatic feats in the arena. Although who knows if these bulging muscles will fit.
Oh my god. Roll for contortion.
Which way to the beach, Mistos? Which way to the beach?
I roll a 17 to contort myself.
Just beside the bar.
Good try.
Yeah, just to
try.
see.
I'll get the butter.
Anyone know the minimize spell?
What's actually happening here? And Judica, have you gone into the train now? Or into the car?
I'm calling from the door. I'm staying out with the captain. Sorry, Jason. Horace is in with the party. Is that true?
Horace is in with the party, yeah.
And then myself and the captain and Kimber are at the door outside.
Exactly.
That's fine. I'm watching, not ignoring them.
All right.
And our job is to reclaim the letters, yes?
Yes.
Not really to apprehend who took them. Or is that like 2 jobs, really? I sort of signed up for 1 job. What time is it? I should be having you... When do we get break?
I only signed up for 1 job. That's great. Okay, but yes. So you're now basically in. You're between 2 shelving units with all like various treasures from across Corvair alongside you, and this 1 plain crate. Judica's outside. The other 3 of you and Horace are right by the crate. Do I have that right? Okay.
Yes.
What do you want to do? What's happening?
Open the crate. Let's
We're
do
going
it.
to open the crate.
Okay.
Carefully.
Who's doing that?
We better let Mistos. He's tried so hard to open other things.
I take. All right, I'll give it a go, and I crack my knuckles. And instead of wanting up to smash it, I heed the advice of my partners, and I try to pry it open very carefully
Okay.
with my raw strength.
My breath is taken away. I'm shocked.
So great. So as you pull it open, the one thing you do find is that it's full of straw, and you can see into it the portfolio that you've been looking for. But as you pull it open, there is a cord that snaps as you pull it open, and with that there is a loud pop and a bright flash of light, and you now find yourself standing next to an enormous hobgoblin and a slightly less enormous hobgoblin.
Are we still on the train, or have we been transported?
No, you're still on the train, as are the hobgoblins.
Ah,
Yeah. And then one last individual who looks kind of their visage shifts and changes as you're as you look at it. And I think with that, I'll say let's roll for initiative.
Indeed. Quite.
I don't know that I want to go first,
Oh.
but I rolled a 20.
Nice.
That's amazing. Okay, and then
Oh, an early appearance.
I'll let you finish initiative, and then I'll roll in with my squeak.
okay. And then I've just got one more to do here. Okay. And then okay, so Mistos, what was your initiative?
7.
7. Can you actually do? You tied with one of the hobgoblins. Can you give me another roll?
Yep.
Roll
That is nat
Another.
20.
Sorry,
Nat 20 on the second roll.
nat 20. Okay.
So the last people to go, you're first.
Winner of the losers!
Hammond,
16.
16. Okay, great. And then Judica,
70.
17. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so we've got it'll be Waverly to start off with. Oh, and let's do the speak first, and then I'll talk about the initiative order.
Thanks, Kurt. Waverly, Raj Smith has squeaked you. So your hands grow strange suckers that excrete a sticky web-like substance. Onward, heroes.
Noted.
Okay, so Waverly, you're first to go, and then it'll be Judica, Hammond, the shifting face creature, Mistos, the slightly smaller hobgoblin, and then lastly the largest hobgoblin.
Okay.
All right. There's no chance we can talk about what's happening, is there? As I reach for my magnifying glass and my shield, and thank knowledge that I'm a warcaster, and even though I be stuck to my weapons, I can still cast spells.
Yep.
They don't seem to look like they're going to talk.
Well, no, so what you get back is just simply glory for Dargun. From the
I
largest
then cast bless upon my party.
thought you were gonna bless
I
him.
believe. Bless you. That's exactly what it looks like. I'm like, oh, bless you, sir. But it is casting it on 3 creatures of my choice within range, and I think, unless it's a really big car, Judica would still be in my 30-foot range.
Yep.
But you can tell me if she isn't.
Yeah, no, she is.
Okay, so guys, remember you are blessed, and you may roll a d4 on attack or saving throws.
Right.
That being my main action, there is nothing else I can do. So that is my, and I guess I've got some movement. I will just sort of move behind one of the shelves to put a shelf between me and the hobgoblins and the shifting creatures.
Okay, great. Picturing that. Yep. Okay, I think that makes sense. Great. Okay, Judica, you're furthest away. You're still standing with the rest of the crowd, who, like Kimber and Ericos, are definitely like, "Oh shit, this is not like what the hell." They're surprised.
I turn to them quite calmly and say, "Get yourselves to safety. We shall deal with this and check in with you momentarily." I take a deep breath and a serene calmness comes across my face. And as I exhale, 2 sort of silvery green arms extend from above my shoulders. And they have a pattern of freckles about them that is quite distinct. And they reach out and sort of come together in front of my face like this. Say, all right, to business. I stride into the train, and sort of keeping a distance from my friends here, I reach around them with my spectral arms and punch the shifty-faced fellow twice.
Okay. Give me some attack rolls for that.
The first is I'm sure I've got the right numbers. 18 to hit upon his shifty visage.
Yes, that one smacks him.
And the second is it's more than that. It's a 21 to hit.
Well, then that definitely also hits him.
All right. Take this, you ninny.
I'm shocked!
Sorry, Hammond, cover your ears. Sorry, math is terribly difficult when you're on a moving train. 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
How much total?
13, and I apologize, it's not bludgeoning, it's force.
That's fair. Yes. Okay. So the shifty-faced fellow is confused because he's been hit by these things that don't even necessarily seem real. Is knocked back on his feet or on their feet by the blows and kind of raises his arms, not quite sure what to parry against. Hammond, your go. You're right in the middle of all of this.
Right, so if I'm standing next to Waverly, how close are the two hobgoblins and the shifty-faced fellow?
You're basically in melee with them. Waverly disengaged and moved back, but you're in melee with them, and as is Mistos.
Right. Okay. Then I am also going to pick the shifty-faced fellow and launch an attack at him. I'm going to do action surge right away and take. Let's see. First two shots are 14 and 15.
Okay. Yep.
Oh.
Those will do.
Okay, I forgot to add the less. And so that is 13 and 13, so that's 26. 32 damage on it.
That's
so I have my walking stick appear in my hand and wallop them twice. That's the first set of attacks. Second set of attacks are a 19 and a 15. Oh, plus the bless. 23 and 18. 23 and 18.
23 and 18. Okay. Well, you pummel this shifty-faced fellow right to oblivion. Let me know how you defeat this figure.
All right. So if my first attack takes him down, then I'm going to direct my last attack against the bigger hobgoblin.
Oh, sorry. How many? So because you did 2 attacks before, right?
Yeah.
And then now you did another 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Then yeah. Just to confirm.
For my action surge.
Yeah.
So the second set of attacks do 5, 8, 9.
Sorry. That's 3 different attacks.
Sorry, no, total. I was just totaling in my head as we go. 9 damage on the biggest hobgoblin.
Okay.
And then the little hobgoblin takes 4 from my flame blade.
Okay.
Woo!
So, but how did you kill the shifty-faced fellow?
As I whirled my staff around, I just jammed it right in the shifty face and tried to just pushed it all the way through his open mouth. And the green flame just reached down him and burned all of his flesh off. And I laugh because I love that effect.
Oh dear. Okay, well, so that
man scream.
And then, sorry, what was the last bit of damage that you were sending towards the?
The little hobgoblin is just the flame blade, the green flame cantrip arcs over to the second person.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Does 1d8 minus 1 because of my intelligence. So that turned out to be 4.
And then lastly, just to make sure I've got this right, what was the amount of against the larger hobgoblin?
That was 9.
That was 9. Okay, great. Okay, so so there's already one of them down. When I say the smaller hobgoblin, he's smaller than the largest one. He's still bigger than most other hobgoblins you've ever met.
Excellent.
Yeah. Just to make
You're
sure.
a good strapping fellow.
Yes. Okay. Well, and then so now it's Mistos' turn.
As we skip over Shifty Face's turn, I turn to Hammond and say, "Oh, pity. I wonder what his deal was."
We can ask him later. Oh, maybe not. Never mind.
I gotcha.
So Mistos, your turn.
All right. Excellent, Mistos says as the hobgoblins appear in front of him, and he smacks his cestus together and gets ready, and he cries out in halfling rage as he enters a rage as his bonus action. He's also going to frenzy on this rage as the path of the berserker. So on subsequent turns, he's going to get an extra attack on his bonus action. But then I'll become exhausted at the end. So I assume I'm surrounded. Surrounded by the.
Don't strain yourself, Mistos.
You can't stop me, Hammond. No one can stop me now. And I'm gonna target the biggest hobgoblin, and I'm gonna try to grapple him with my first weapon attack, and then attack him with my second one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I leaned over to Judica. This always reminds me of the Tasmanian Devil when he does this.
So I do have advantage on strength checks. So I rolled a 13 and a 5.
And you're blessed.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to add my
Oh,
modifier.
but that's an attack roll or a saving. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so not on the ability checks. Oh, okay. I'll take those away then. With the modifiers, it's actually a 16 on one and a 9 on the other to grapple. And you have to contest it.
All right. So the first attempt to grapple the largest hobgoblin just like pushes you out with his muscle. And then what was the second? What was your second attempt again?
So I have advantage on strength checks.
Okay.
So I think that means I rolled advantage on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna. Yeah.
Did you say you were grappling twice? There was 2 grappling attacks.
I was gonna see if I was gonna grapple him the first time.
I see.
Before I made the second attack. So we're gonna try to grapple him the second time because that's Mistos' MO.
Okay.
All right. Oh man. It's a 10 on one roll and a 21 on the other. So hopefully that's enough to grapple him.
Let's see if he does it. He does not. He does not. Does not defeat the grapple. So.
Oh, he doesn't. So I grappled him.
Exactly.
Which is quite the image, really.
Yeah, a 3'3" halfling.
Yeah,
grappling
on like a 7-foot hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Just
around his ankles.
Your face is just right in his crotch.
I learned this in the orc swamps, and I armbar him, and he's confused because he's never been armbarred by a creature so small.
Okay.
And that is my turn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your turn.
Well done, Mistos.
Coming down.
The smaller but still quite big hobgoblin.
You obviously have a complex about that. I can tell.
I just want to make sure that the audience understands that he's not a tiny hobgoblin.
It's not how big the hobgoblin is; it's what you do with it.
There.
Little fellow, so petite.
So the not so petite hobgoblin, mocking him, quit mocking my monsters, takes a swing at Mistos to try to dislodge him from his associate. So there's 2 attacks here. That's a 17 to hit, so I think that'll get you. And then they'll make 2 attacks. So, and yeah, the other one is a dirty 22 to hit. So, okay. So they swing with their great sword, and that's going to be. Let's see here. 7 points of damage, and then. Oh wow! 12 points of damage.
So 19 total.
19 total. Yeah.
And that is that slashing, bludgeoning, or piercing? Because I have resistance because I'm raging.
Oh, okay. It is piercing.
All right. So I have So I get to take half of that.
Oh, okay.
Rounded down. All right. A worthy adversary as I take my licks.
Nice.
Lastly, the biggest hobgoblin that you've been hit by is going to try to break loose. Now I'm going to give him advantage because you've been stabbed twice.
Is that counteracted by my advantage though? My normal advantage because I'm raging as I poke holes at the DM. This is what happens when forever DMs play.
I think your advantage works on your turn.
Yeah,
is kind of how I'm playing it. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Well, that was a nat 20 to break loose. Also a nat 1, so I got both at the same time.
Do I contest this one still or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 23.
Oh wow.
Counter.
Let me just check here what his strength is to see if that's. So you rolled 23. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think in that 20 wins, so I think
Yeah.
that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's the perk of the
Quickly
Forever DMs
putting
play.
out all the forever DMs.
Yeah.
I was almost because it was again a tie, so I was actually going to have us roll it off, but I'll take the anyway.
Crit.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Critical success.
he powers you off that, and then brings his longsword at you.
Bring it on.
And he's gonna swing twice at you, and then he's gonna try to push you forward with his shield. First one is that's an 18. Okay.
That'll hit.
I'll do the second longsword attack first, and then we'll do the damage for those. And that is a 21. So those will both do it. Here we go. So that's 7 points of damage, and then 9 points of damage. And that'll be slashing.
All right, so I take 8 slashing damage because of my resistance.
And then he's going to try to hit you with that shield and knock you down. That is a 19 to hit with that is 7 points of damage, and that's bludgeoning.
So another 3 damage.
And then give me a strength saving throw.
And I can use Bless for this, right, Jen? Right, Wiggly?
Saving throw, yeah.
That is a 28.
Okay, you hold steady. You take the hit, but you don't get knocked down.
You're not gonna get the better of me this time.
The next turn goes back to Waverly, and then it'll be Judica, Hammond, Mistos, and then the hobgoblins again.
So, when the creatures said that they, were doing this to the glory of something, were they using common?
They were using.
Seems like I understood.
Yeah. They were using goblin.
So I didn't understand it.
I guess I did say it out loud in English, didn't I?
Simply seeing whether we have a language in common.
Yeah. Well, okay. Maybe you didn't hear the "For the Glory of," but you heard Dargoon, and that's a region of Eberron.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm still risk it. So I am going. Next question. Do I see whether any of them are wearing armor?
Yeah. They're wearing plate armor.
And is one still grappled by Mistos?
No, he broke that off.
Okay. All right. So then to the biggest hobgoblin, I stand up from behind my shelf very bravely, and I say, I command you. And I'll say it in common. Undress.
Oh.
And so they must make a wisdom saving throw if they can understand common.
Okay. Interesting. And what do I have to beat?
My DC is 15.
15. Okay. Come on. Son of a gun. Okay.
Dear. Oh my.
So this large hobgoblin hears your phrase and is sort of just struck for a moment, and starts to peel off the armor that they're wearing.
So they will proceed to undress for their turn, like all the way through their turn. And to remind you about redoffing, like it's going to take them another turn before they get their armor back on if they.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll lose their AC for.
Thank you for reminding me. I didn't think it was going to be like instant armor back on.
No, but yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. And then, what will she do? I think that is all that I will do at this point, actually, and stay behind my little shelf of part cover.
Okay. Judica, you are. It's now your turn.
Well, I'm faced with an undressing hobgoblin. Is it the petite one who's undressing? Or is it the...
No. It's the much larger one.
Ah, much larger. Well, he's distracted. I'm going to. I will take my spectral arms and wind up from behind my shoulders. Judica remains placid, and attempt to hit the big boy twice, and I will attempt to stun him on my first strike while he's taking his armor off.
Okay.
So my first hit, if it hits, is a 17 to hit.
Oh, yep, that'll do it.
All right.
Especially now.
He needs to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
As I summon sort of the key within myself to sort of connect to my astral self, one eyebrow raises, just slightly.
Yeah, excellent. And what's the DC they've got to pass?
What did you roll, Jason Mehmel?
I rolled a 14.
You succeed. I hit him again. That's the same. That is a 16 to hit.
A 16 to hit, that hits.
All right.
And is this still a stunning hit?
Yes.
Okay.
The other eyebrow goes up.
Oh, it's serious now. That is a 15.
It succeeds. All right. Just take this damage, would you? It's 10 points of bludgeoning damage. No, sorry, force damage with my spectral fists.
Right. Okay.
I exhale deeply.
Sigh. And that was 10 points of damage?
That was 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
Terribly disappointed with myself and with this hobgoblin. I will flurry of blows and punch him again twice.
All right.
With my bonus action.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, So my first hit is a 21.
Okay.
And we have a squeak for Judica. Just to throw it in there.
Thank you so much.
So MacGyver has squeaked you again, and as a refresher, your hair shines like the mane of a true hero. All friendly creatures who can see you are awestruck and inspired. They immediately gain 1d4 temporary HP. Onward, heroes!
Thanks to that.
Here is your...
The other temporary has faded, or are we adding it to the past temporary?
I think it has faded between the
The break. Damn it!
I rolled another 3 for those.
Ah.
Judica doesn't notice that her hair has changed at all. She's bored. My first hit was a 21 to hit, and my second was a 12.
A 12.
Yeah.
The 21 definitely hits. The 12 does not.
Right.
Even without his armor.
Big guy.
I don't know that he's got his armor off yet. Maybe. That would be an additional 8 points of force damage.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Judica.
I just retreat. I gather myself.
All right.
Ready.
Hammond, what's your next action?
All right. I'm going to twirl the club around and launch it straight on into the large hobgoblin.
All right.
That is, oh dear, that's a 14. And another 14.
Okay. Those will, I'm trying to think here how they're going through the disrobing. I'm gonna say, I know you hit the same amount twice, but because it's all happening in action, I'm gonna say that your second attack does get through.
Excellent. All right. So I will slam him for 10 damage.
All right.
And then whip the end around and hit him with the other end of the quarterstaff.
Full on master.
Oh dear. That's a 6 or 9.
Yeah, he steps out of the way of that one.
Yeah, that's with the bless, I'm afraid.
Like quarters, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Mistos.
All right. I look to the one who's disrobing. I say, now you're starting to get it. And I throw 2 punches to start. And I'm going to attack recklessly this time.
Kimba.
Yeah.
Yeah, my studio audience.
It's not that funny, Kimba.
Save the laugh track for later.
I'm sorry, it's the cocktails. It makes everything a little funny.
So I have advantage on strength attacks for the turn, but until the start of my next turn, all of the enemies have advantage on attacks against me.
Oh, great. Okay.
All right, so 2 attacks against our biggest friend here. That is a 29 to hit for the first attack. Oh, wow.
He still quit showing off.
And the other is a 27 to hit.
A very palpable hit.
And those 2 together, 6 plus 8, 14.
Oh dear, all the math.
26 damage for
Holy
all
cats.
hits.
So this large hobgoblin is now like breathing heavy and bleeding from multiple places, and is like definitely hurting from the pounding that's been put up on him. And sorry, and Mistos, is that your full action?
I have one more attack due to my frenzy, and I turn to the other shorter hobgoblin and I go, and one for you too, and I attack him. This is a That's a 24 with the help of Bless.
A 24.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll do.
And he is going to take 17 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also a very powerful hit. The slightly smaller but still quite large one.
You can call
can't
them
help
what
it now.
it is. The tiny hobgoblin.
You're gonna give him a complex. The slightly smaller one reaches into the crate and pulls out the bundle that you guys have been all striving for here, and with a look at the larger one, shouts again Dargoon and tries to escape, tries to run away. So he's going to try to disengage from his action, but he's got to get past, I think, where Waverly is and Judica.
If we get the tax of opportunity.
Do we get to punch him, Jason?
I think you might, yes. Yeah. So yeah, Waverly and Judica have a chance to attack the captain, or the smaller one. Kind of let that slip there. Sorry.
Who first?
Waverly first, and then Judica.
All right. As the slightly smaller hobgoblin goes past with the package, I reach out and I inflict wounds upon this creature because, of course, I am a warcaster. Have I told you that yet?
You have mentioned it.
And so I can do that sort of thing. And I'm going to cast it at 2nd level, which is going to give me... Yes! 4d10! Whoa, wait, I gotta probably attack.
That excitement is worth the whole night right there. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're putting
I'm
the
gonna
train
roll.
before the car.
I gotta roll. Jeez. Okay, so that's 5 plus 7 is 12.
12. And now, do you have to touch the creature?
Do
Okay. So, is that do you have to do an attack roll then for that?
I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that wonderful attack roll that I have made, because I selflessly did not bless myself, is only a 12.
A 12. Okay. So the slightly smaller hobgoblin just sort of dekes around your reached out palm and just gets past you. Judica, what are you doing as this hobgoblin's running past you?
Oh, I see Waverly whiff, and I think, oh, balls, I didn't want him to get away. I don't want to punch him. I would like to grab him, using my spectral arm if I can.
Just gonna fucking kill him.
Mistos
make
is
a
very
grapple?
excited.
As my action.
What's
So
that?
I've got a placid face and I'm just staring forward, sort of watching this other one undress. And as he sort of passes through my peripheral, my spectral arm reaches out and tries to grab him.
Okay.
Ooh, 22 to hit. No, I don't hit. I grapple. I'm grappling. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll re-roll. How does this work, spectral arms? A place of strength when making strength checks.
Use athletics.
Yes, athletics
Yeah.
plus my wisdom.
Oh.
Oh, I've got a 15.
A 15. Okay. Let me do a strength check here from the. Come on.
Come on!
And sorry, what was your strength check?
What was your strength check?
10.
I snatched him!
Okay.
I got a 15. 15 was my check.
15. Yeah, I just couldn't remember. I know you
You
just said
got
it.
bored.
Great. Okay, so yeah. The hobgoblin yelps.
You scream like a tiny hobgoblin.
So yeah, you've got the hobgoblin in your arms. It's now the largest hobgoblin's turn, and they're going to continue to focus on Mistos. Because of the immense amount of damage. I mean, both you and Hammond have done a lot, but okay.
And he has all of his armor off now.
Yes, he does have all of his armor off. Yeah. Okay, so
Bring
the
it
first
on.
attack is that's a dirty 20 to hit, and that the next attack is a dirty 19. I don't know why I called it that. It's 19.
We call it a filthy 19.
Yeah.
And then the last one is going to be the longsword again for 21.
They all hit.
Okay.
Is that all you got? Is that all you got?
Yeah.
So that's
Keep trying, man.
that's 20 points of damage.
Before resistance.
Yeah, before you reduce it, it's 20 points of slashing damage.
All right. 10 slashing damage.
Damn it!
There goes those temporary hit points.
I'm only getting through your temporary hit points now.
Oh no, like that and more.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. Well. Oh well. Yeah. So that's what the big guy does. And Waverly, it's your turn.
All right, I'm just going to do the thing that I need to do first, which is my bonus action. And I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark upon the one that Judica is holding. And I'm going to sort of say out loud, "You're never going to get out of here. We will track you down forever." And I cast Hunter in my flames, enwreath my hands, and I'm Hunter's Mark him. And then I'm going to... Are my sticky hands still there?
I think they would be, yeah, because we're within 10 minutes, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to come out from behind my shelf and going to go and smack the big hobgoblin with my magnifying glass. So that's a mace attack.
Excellent.
Looks like a 10 to hit.
10 to hit. Just through their natural brute strength and size, they push against the attack that you're sending.
Waverly, was that against the one I'm grappling?
Nope, that's the big one.
Yeah, the big one. But the one that you are grappled is marked. Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay, so Judica, you're grappling a wounded hobgoblin.
Yes, there's a wriggling, tiny hobgoblin in my spectral arm to my right. And,
Larger than you.
Oh, guys, I Hunter's Marked and Blessed Drops, by the way.
Okay, great.
Right. Yeah.
I will take my jade green hands of my own body, reach to my belt, and withdraw my whip. I'm going to take to the slightly larger but not impressive hobgoblin and try and strike him with my whip and speak the word Silverband Oak and hope that I can also entangle him with my whip of entanglement.
So are you attacking for damage and entangling?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't roll very well. With the whip. What's my hit? Efficiency plus 6. 14.
14. That does not get cut through for damage, but the entangle might still work, I think.
Yeah. So as I speak the band word, the lines just start to grow out from the end of the whip. It spreads out. So he needs to make a strength saving throw, which I imagine he's rather good at.
Is this so? Would this mean double grappling, or does this mean you're releasing the spectral arms to do this?
My spectral arms remain in control of what's happening there.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to re-up on my grapple as an action. Do I?
I don't know. I think like if they're your spectral arms, are they independent from you? Like, or because I think you'd have to maintain concentration of a grapple, even if you're not maintaining physical arms. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna say just off the cuff right now that you had to lose the spectral grapple if you're gonna try to entangle with the whip.
All right, I won't try to entangle then. I will try to strike him with the whip, and I will use my second attack to maintain my grapple.
Okay, let's do some contested.
One attack with the whip, one squeezy squeeze with the right hand.
All right.
17.
17. So this goes back to that question, meets or beats. So I think in this case the hobgoblin.
I think in this case I succeed because I'm the one trying to do the thing.
Right, that's true. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Because we're in your action, not his. Yeah.
If his armor class is 17 hits.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
So I'm squeezing him for 17, and he's trying to escape for 17.
Yeah. If I think on his turn, if he's trying to escape and it was tied, I would accept it.
True.
Okay. Anyway. So yes. So yeah, your whip has entangled him, but you didn't cause damage with the.
The whip just is hanging limply and pathetically, and I gather it back up. But this guy is still squeezed.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Hammond. You've got.
All right. So I'm amazed by all the arms flying around me. So just remind me what's happening. The big guy is fighting with Mistos. The little guy has got the package and is trying to get away, but it's being screwed up by Judica.
Yes, yeah. Judica and Waverly are further down the car.
Waverly's right beside Big Guy.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, but they had to pass by you. Yeah.
Oh, Justin.
Hi. Marcia has squeaked for our friend Hammond.
All right. Excellent.
I mean, yes, exactly. Does it smell like jam in here? Onward, heroes.
So I have 4 fresh good berries now, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll put those in my pockets for later.
Well, and I think they all, like, 4 of them fall out in front of you, like on the ground in front of you. So I will say, especially because we're in combat, you can use an action to gather them up.
No.
You can attack.
I can't. Yeah, I'm going to attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to launch. Oh, pardon me. Jeez, Gouda goes straight through me. I'm going to launch my attacks at the little guy with the package.
He's further away now. Like he got as far as Judica. So the only one right in front of you is the big guy. You need to move to the little guy if you want to transition there.
So he's not. Oh, so when I was in the middle of it before, one of them ran out of that sort of area.
Yes. Yeah.
But he's definitely carrying the package.
Yes.
All right. Then I'm going to have my crossbow appear in my other hand and take 2 shots at him with the crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, that is a fumble and a 17.
The 17. Sorry, stand by. The 17 just brushes across one of the shoulder parts of his plate metal.
Oh, but misses him.
Misses him. Yes.
All right. And also I fumbled.
Okay. So the other shot just didn't go anywhere, basically.
All right. Excellent.
Okay. Mistos.
Look out, Judica!
Why are you shooting at me, Hammond?
Mistos, it's your
Put
turn.
this on your head.
All right, I'll show you who punches the best. And then I'm gonna attack recklessly once more, and I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna throw 2 punches at the bigger guy first. See if I can knock him out. So that one is a 25.
Okay, that'll do.
And the next one is... Oh, I have advantage. So my non-advantage roll was 14. I don't know if that still hits with his AC.
Yes.
Oh, it does. Okay, perfect. So then he is going to take... Oh my goodness. 21... He's going to take 37 damage? Wait, no, sorry. 33 damage.
Oh my god.
That's
less
total
than
among
plus
all.
one.
That is the 2 punches together, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
21 plus 12 for the modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This big, like, wounded hobgoblin is like teetering. He's like breathing heavy and just is like on almost on their last legs. The one that is held by Judica's arms. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, by Judica's arms. Sorry, I got confused if it was the arms or the whip. Is going to try to break loose.
Oh, wait, I still have one more attack on this turn.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, sorry. I was waiting to see if I knocked the big one down, but since I
Yeah,
didn't,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
All right, well, yeah,
So
go ahead.
Yeah, I look at him and his exasperated expression. I look right up at him, like, it's coming down now, buddy. And I take one more giant haymaker at his stomach.
Okay.
That is going to be a 24 to hit,
Nice.
and he's going to take. Yeah.
How do you finish off this large hobgoblin?
Mistos only fights with haymakers, so he winds up with one big right in a cartoonish fashion, and he uppercut haymakers the hobgoblin straight in the solar plexus, and hopefully gets a little bit of elevation out of this 7-foot tall hobgoblin. Maxim.
Picture, if you will, like sort of a slow motion moment, like almost out of something like Scott Pilgrim, where like the hobgoblin is just sort of floating in the air for a moment, and then bam, hits the ground, hits the far plated wall of the security car, and is bleeding from multiple places, never to rise again.
Another foe felled by Mistos, and I just gesticulate over the bleeding body.
So
Good for you, Mistos. That's one each, though. Just
the slightly smaller but still quite large hobgoblin like sees all of this happen and is just like, it starts to get a panic look in their face and tries to break loose of this hold.
Good luck, tiny goblin.
That's a 17.
I got 19!
Damn it! I think, but he can do two. He has 2 actions in this turn, so he's going to try again.
Very well.
That is a 21.
Good, that does beat my 12.
Okay, so he pushes that past and breaks loose and is running out past the mail section and is running out the door, and grabs Kimber and gets to the end there and is basically threatening Kimber. Waverly, it's your go.
Right. I stride forward and I look at the creature and, well, excuse me, creature, I take that back. I look at the fellow goblinoid and I say, I command you to put down your weapon. So I command disarm. So that's a wisdom save.
Sorry, you're using
casting-
command.
I am.
I see.
I cast disarm. I cast command. Wisdom saving throw. The command is disarm.
Okay.
DC 15.
All right. Let's see. And we might have a squeak as well.
We do have a squeak, but it is not for Waverly. It is for Mistos. Mistos, you see, your eyes are drawn to every visible space around you, searching for creatures. You see the furthest one, and both of you start to shimmer. Onward, heroes!
nice.
I'm using this.
Beautifully timed, whoever Miso's squeaker was.
From Sarah.
That's amazing. What's the best way here? I'm gonna say that the furthest creature from you is the hobgoblin.
Nice.
So, yeah, the hobgoblin appears where Mistos was. Mistos is now awkwardly hugging Kimber.
I turn to her, I say, "Worry not, my lady, for Mistos is here to protect you." I'm like hovering off the ground, because I obviously physically embody the same space as the hobgoblin.
Sorry, Jason, just quickly. With my feet, as soon as a enemy gets within 5 feet of me, I get an attack on him.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
I do want to just resolve Waverly's spell, and I'm a bit fuzzy on this. I'm not sure if if we should let the magic effect interrupt with the command you were offering, or if the command happens before. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I said I casted command before it happened.
That's true. The squeak. You said it before the squeak. So yes, we'll go with that. I'm going to roll his wisdom saving throw first, so we can find out whether or not he's discerning.
Okay.
That's a 17.
That saves.
Okay. He thinks about letting it go, but no, stays true. Okay. Hammond, your attack.
My attack was 19.
Okay, that will hit.
Yeah. Okay. We'll solve that, and then I still have a bit of turn left.
You do. Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, because yours is a reaction, right, Hammond?
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I want to let those mechanics play out, and then we'll go back to Waverly's.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 17 points of clop it right in the face with my quarterstaff.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This hobgoblin is now also teetering.
All right. That's all. That's the only action I have.
Okay. Waverly, back to you. You've had a lot of interruptions so far.
I hold up my magnifying glass, and in it is the reflection of a bell ringing. And I'm going to say to him, "Look, you have a choice here. I'm either going to toll for the dead, and you know that's you, or you are going to take a chance at life and surrender here."
The hobgoblin takes a reaction to that, even though it's not their turn, and holds their longsword and then lets it go, and it clangs to the deck.
Do not cast Toll the Dead. I put my weapon down. So let's discuss what's happened here.
Okay. Before we could end combat here. Does anyone else want to do anything before? Just because we have Judica and Hammond who would go next, but I feel like this is also a good spot to resolve. I just don't want to take away from somebody's turn.
So is he obviously surrendering?
Yes.
Oh!
Terribly dull.
I walk it off.
Okay.
Okay.
To the showers, Hammond.
Okay. I also feel like Sorry, Waverly, because you cast that, you committed this. I'm going to let you sort of instigate how you want that scene to play out.
So I'm going to say, look, tell us, here are the conditions of your survival. You will tell us who it is that is about to do this dark ritual. You will give us the letters. And with those two things, and believe me, I will know if you're telling the truth, we will let you live and depart this train when we arrive back at Dargun.
So the hobgoblin says that he's a member of House Haruk, my warlord there, who who fought bravely against you was Vek Haruk. And he was striking out against your house, against all in Dargoon, to try to become the next Raccoon Drawl of Dargoon. We were hoping that to destabilize Corvair with hate among the world would lead to where we wanted to be. In charge.
You think destroying a bunch of love letters from the nobility of Corvair was going to spread hate around the world?
After the occultists got in touch with them, yes. That was the plan.
All right. Sounds like a very solid plan.
All he needed was letters written in love to poison that love with his ritual.
Was that the shifty-faced man by chance?
No, the shifty face. He was a doppelganger. We were hoping might avail himself somewhere in the car and get away with these while we held you off.
Oh, too bad.
Where are you going to keep me? Can I stay in the food car?
No. Well, that is a little bit beyond purview. I'm sure that Mr. Horace will find appropriate quarters for you. They'll know that we have struck this deal. And do I have the items in our hand?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you have the love letters.
Anything else you guys would like to ask, or do you?
No.
No, not particularly.
Do we know the name of the? You said it was. I'm sorry. You said it was a witch doctor. No, who did you say it was? A warlock.
Yeah, a warlock, an occultist.
Ev or something, Haruk.
Haruk was the warlord.
That particular wizard is Azima.
Azima.
Yeah, a known mercenary of magical prowess who basically will do anything for money.
Yes. Azima, tell him we meet again. Ha ha!
Yes,
We'll get him.
It's my nemesis. I haven't had a nemesis for 2 or 3 days. This is tremendous.
fresh nemesis.
Don't worry, Hammond.
A fresh nemesis.
We'll get some punches in, don't you worry.
So I want to, if it's okay, maybe fast forward a bit through some of the rest here. The hobgoblin is taken away by Horus and Ericos, who will constrain him in a special section in the engine car that they've got for prisoners. Kimber is very impressed at how well you handled yourselves, and is looking forward to Waverly introducing them to House Thrashk in the near future, as per their agreement.
Let Mistos be the face man on that particular introduction.
Yes.
Welcome aboard, Kimber.
And then now, Judica, one thing I do want to mention is that as you are leaving the security car, you do take a moment to just note the beacon hold section there, which has a bunch of rare tomes.
Right.
And yeah, maybe for a reason, one of these tomes just speaks to you for a moment, that maybe you might meditate upon it.
Yes, I will. Sorry, team. I'm just going to take a minute here. Something's drawn my curiosity, and I will examine that book. Does it remind me of the scrap of parchment that I carry upon me?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Yeah, it feels like it may have some of those answers. You see some words that are the same between the scrap of parchment that you've got.
Waverly, do you think that this train is secure at this point? Are we able to see it to its end?
I think so. Particularly if your end is curiosity, that is always the magic word in my book.
second mission. I will level with you here. I came to House Thrash because I carry a bit of a question mark upon my person. I found a scrap of parchment. It arrived in the grove where I came from, and I've been searching for the right place to identify it, to take care of it, to see to what it is. I'll be damned if it doesn't remind me a little bit of this book here. So I wonder if I don't want to mess around with it too much myself, but perhaps I could just tuck the parchment inside the book and just make sure it gets... He can hold his... Well, you know about knowledge, Waverly. They're clever there, aren't they?
I've often wanted to go there myself.
Right. Hammond, Mistos, are you opposed?
To a place filled with books? Is that what you're saying? You want to go to a place on purpose, to a place with books in it?
Well, I'm proposing a bit of an escorted journey, maybe.
Oh! I'm up for escorts. Escorting? I'm up for escorting.
I look to Mistos and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure he understands what I mean, but... Okay, I would like to tuck the parchment that I have inside that book.
Well, I don't understand how a scrap of paper is much different from a book, so why not?
Excellent. Paige slides the piece of paper in, in the interests of fast forwarding, as we're nearing our time, I will say that I want to give each of you sort of a hot 30 out of the story. I want you all to kind of give me a sense of a description of where you all are as a company, as a team, as you deliver the love letters to your patron, who will then make sure that they get to where they're going, to the proper lovebirds who wrote them. You're back at House Thrash now. This is quite a while later. The book's gone to Beacon Hold with the scrap of paper in it, and now you're all there presenting. How do you all look as you present this bundle of letters back to your patron? And maybe we'll start with Waverly.
Well, I look like I have a job well done. I come forward and I don't know anything about love. So I'm very happy to be part of bringing it to others.
Excellent. Mistos, how do you feel now that the mission's accomplished?
As I clean the dried blood from my cestices, I enjoyed greatly getting to jump onto the train and to create new fans among the nobles of Covert on the rich part of the train, and of course to fight with hobgoblins of such prestige as the ones that we did in the security car. Oh, nothing gets my blood riling in the best ways as I sit back with my feet up on whatever desk I can find, and I try to rest off my one level of exhaustion.
Right.
Sir Hammond, how do you comport yourself now that the mission's accomplished?
Well, having always felt strong love, it's so good when others love others. I think it's important, if you can't love yourself, that you have a chance to express love for others. I myself have always been self-contained that way. I'm amazed at what I just said.
You should write it down, Hammond.
Oh my god! Give me half an hour!
And Judica, how do you close off this adventure?
Yes, well, it's quite touching, isn't it? I mean, I've experienced only a small amount of love in other times of my life. It's a warm reminder of the way that things are when they're not difficult. I would seek to distribute these letters back to their rightful owners as a sort of an ongoing tribute. Now that I've divested myself of my only reason for being away from home, I might as well make my way back and distribute letters as I can.
That's great. Yeah, so maybe this is where we'll leave off with Judica accompanying the letters as they go to each of the lovebirds all across
Mind the gap.
And yeah, with that, I think thank you everybody for watching. I'll let Justin take on the rest of the MC duties here.
Thank you. This concludes our Valentine's Day one-shot, Love Letters Lost on the Flamekeep train. Which means we have a very important announcement to make. We have to announce our winner for the Yeti's Mini Hobgoblin, which now I don't even know which Hobgoblin it is.
Is it a giant hobgoblin or a slightly less giant?
Biggest one?
Maybe it's the Shifty Hobgoblin. I don't know.
The Napoleon Hobgoblin or the Tsar Nicholas Hobgoblin? I don't know. I just picked a kid.
Exactly. I have here a blood red D4 because that's romantic, right? I don't know. Which I will roll to discover our winner. So just as a reminder to everyone, our squeakers today were Baguyver, who squeaked for Judica, Marcia, who squeaked for Hammond, Raj Smith, who squeaked for Waverly.
All 8 of them into my mouth right now.
And Sarah, who squeaked for Mistos. Here we go. And our winner is Marcia! Yay! Congratulations! So Marcia, if you can please send us an email at d20initiativeyyc@gmail.com. I'll throw that in the chat here in a moment just in case you need it. And we will hook you up with Yeti Minis. So thank you, Marcia. Thank you to all of our squeakers, and thank you to Yeti Minis. And with that, I would like to thank Jason Mehmel for building this chapter in our Pages and Mages extravaganza, to cuddly Kurt McKinstry for those sweet, sweet sounds, and to this evening's beautiful cast, Emma Brager, Kevin Cork, Jennifer Garrettson, and of course our special guest, Davis Leong. And David, why don't you just tell us what you're all about?
Oh, thanks so much, guys. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Just a local Calgarian here. I do want to shout out a friend of mine who's launching a business here starting next month. It's called Culture Shocked Ferments. So he does some fermented foods. So he does homemade kimchi and sauerkraut and pickle kraut, which we've been eating a lot of here in my household. So check him out at cultureshocked.ca. The website is up and you can place an email for some orders, and it should be all up and running for the start of March.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
And also, one more thanks to the Zero Issue.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you to Zero Issue.
I drank.
I was your MC tonight, Justin, and you can tune in to our next Pages and Majors episode on March 1st, where we will descend back into Beaconhold, or more into Beaconhold, with a DM Kevin Cork. And that's on March 1st. And if you just can't wait that long for some more D20 goodness, make sure to check out our new series Performance Check on our YouTube channel for our post-show Q&A with the cast and crew. Stay safe and stay well, audience. Onward, heroes!
Bye-bye.